Hey, welcome to the show. Todd Duplantis here, up to the minute. It is Monday, December the 16th. The semester almost over with. Dr. Amy Tan joining me in the studio this morning. Your first time here at the studios, huh?
My first time in the studio.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Studio B.
Studio B. That's right. This is where we do the show every day, but it's you do it virtually every Monday.
I do from my office
Yeah.
at Central Campus.
Yeah, so today you're in person, but you came on the right day to come to the district offices because we got a party going on upstairs.
Love that.
Yeah,
Everybody's dressed so festively,
I
and
know.
I heard there's good food.
Well, there may be by the time this show's over with. I don't know. That's going on. Start at 9:30. If you're not sure about what I'm talking about, there is a party going on. It's open to all the district. It's not like a private thing. The chancellor's holding it. It's in the auditorium at 3100 Main, and it's going on until I believe 12:30. So you got time to get down here after the show if you wish. We hope there'll be some food there. Hey, it's good to have you with us on this Monday. We are about to wrap things up at the semester at HCC. I think classes are over with, right?
Correct. Today grades are due. So
Yeah.
faculty should be turning those grades in, and students can check their student grades to see what they did for the whole
Yeah.
semester.
A lot of anticipation for that, I'm
Yes.
sure. But it's good to have you with us on this Monday. We're here usually Mondays through Fridays when HCC is in session. That's going to change in the middle of this week. So we'll talk about that later. But they can catch us anytime on social media and on our cable channel.
That is right. We are always live on the Houston Community College Facebook page, not HCC, and on YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV. That's noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. You can catch the rebroadcast.
Okay, Mental Health Monday, every Monday. You're usually here. I'm usually not. But we've got a special guest talking about that. Jessica Bellant is the Education and Prevention Director for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters and our Mental Health Monday guest. Jessica, welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to talking to you. Holiday times can be very stressful. I know you've got some tips and things that we can talk about that. So Amy will be with you in about 10 minutes.
Wonderful.
All right, we're going to kick things off. Occupational therapy, big program here at HCC. And we've got some great certifications we offer, a 2-year program. Renee Shepard is an occupational therapy program director here at HCC for HCC's Coleman College for Health Sciences. Welcome back to the show, Renee.
Thank you. Glad to be here, Todd.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years, but I know this program is is growing exponentially. Tell us about the expansion here at HCC.
Yeah, so we have finally been approved to start a part-time program. So in the fall, students are going to have that opportunity to apply for either the full-time day program or the part-time program, which is geared to evenings and weekends for those individuals that really, really want to be occupational therapy assistants, but they haven't had that opportunity to be able to do a full-time program. So we are definitely excited that we're getting to offer that coming in the fall.
With these new classes, I know we just opened up a new space here in the basement at, or I should say the lower level. They don't like to call it the basement, even though it is, but the lower level here at the district headquarters. And they're working with students who are working, throughout the day. Are these programs tailored to meet the needs of our students, and where can they take the classes?
Yes, they are. So some of the classes will be at the 3100 Main usually on the evenings, like Tuesday and Thursdays. Their lab classes will still be here at the main Coleman campus just because of lab space requirements. Right. Yes.
Now, we had a special day earlier this month, and tell us a bit about that.
Yes. So earlier this month was the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, which is a little known day, but the day is created by the World Health Organization just to put a spotlight on individuals who have disabilities. And as you can imagine, most of the clients that occupational therapists treat have some form of a disability, whether that is a psychosocial disability or a physical disability. But this day is just to remind the public that these individuals exist and they want to participate, because a lot of times things are designed for people that are typically able to be able to function in society, but this is to remind them that there are things that we can do to provide accommodations in the workplace, as well as creating things such as sensory friendly rooms and handicap accessible ramps and all those things for them to actually just be able to partake like everyone else.
Now, speaking along those lines, the
Mhm.
holidays can be times of joy and happiness for a lot of us who'll be spending
Yes.
time with family and friends.
Yes.
But for many people, it can be about isolation and sadness. Now, OTAs, I would imagine OTs have, they can also be mental health practitioners as well,
Mhm.
because they're going to
Mhm.
be working with people who really the holidays may not be the happiest time.
Yes, yes, yes. There's so much pressure that goes along with the holidays. We associate it with joy, but like you mentioned, we have those pressures to host gatherings, to buy gifts, to create that perfect holiday experience with those decorations and things. But that can become pretty overwhelming. We have also those that have experienced some type of loss, or they're separated from their loved ones geographically, and it's hard to be with them. So that can create some type of sense of loss and grief and just inability to control their emotions sometimes. So it's just very important that we just take care of yourself. I've got a couple tips. The one is just practice self-compassion and know that you can't do everything. Be kind to yourself. Seek support from those people that are around you. With mental health, we like to think that we can do everything, and we don't realize that there are other people that can help us. So it's very important to seek that help. And establish healthy boundaries. You don't have to participate in everything. There's tons of parties going on, like y'all got going on down at district today. Some of us are still getting grades in. So it's important to be okay and know that there's only certain things that you can do. We don't have to be able to do everything. And then don't forget to take care of yourself, engage in those self-care activities, which might be just sitting in the quiet. There's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. We don't like to, and we put ourselves last, but put yourself first.
For those who are interested in getting certification occupational therapy at HCC, going through the program, when's the best time to enroll, and how long of a program is it? Is it offered in various forms of certifications? Are they stackable? And then can you get a job while you're going to HCC?
So it is a 2-year program. To become an OTA, you have to have an associate's degree. So we offer the Associate of Applied Science degree. There's nothing stackable with it yet. We're working on those type of things. So we accept students every fall. So we'll accept students for both programs, the full-time and the part-time are accepted in the fall. Applications are open now. We started in November, and we will be reviewing applications until March, and the students will be accepted sometime in April, so we can actually be able to begin in the fall. Yes.
Okay, so now is the good time. If you're
Now
looking
is
to
the time.
enroll, even though it's the fall and that's a little ways ahead, now's the time to enroll for that, correct?
Yes, now is the time to apply so that the students can start getting ready for what's going to happen in the fall.
Because I don't think and I know this from personal experience because my daughter was enrolling with Coleman, but it's not as easy as, well, I got my prerequisites. From what I understand, you've got to have certain vaccines. You've got to go through certain areas. I mean,
Yes.
it's a process that you can't just do at the last minute.
Yes, exactly. And students in Coleman, most of our programs you have to apply. You can't just say, I want to be a healthcare practitioner and enroll in a program. You're going to have to apply and then wait to be accepted. And then you have a lot of extra steps that you're going to have to take before you can get started.
Now, once you get into this program,
Mhm.
I was asking earlier, are there opportunities to get employed, and what's the job market look like once you do get your certification and you complete the program?
Yes, the field is still growing. We still have our baby boomers who are aging and they want to age in place, as well as with technology. Individuals who had accidents or are born with disabilities or some issues are living longer and longer. And occupational therapy is about helping them to have a good quality of life. So the job market is still growing. It's expected to grow at a wide range. So there's lots of jobs available in the Houston area.
All right, we are going to have all the pertinent links and information in our social media post after the show. Renee Shepard, Occupational Therapy Program Director at HCC's Coleman. I know you're busy today, but the party's going on here till 12:30. So get through with your grading. Come on down. I know we've got some wassail upstairs waiting.
All right,
maybe a
thanks.
cinnamon roll as well and a few cookies.
All right, thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Renee. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, Amy's going to be interviewing a special guest for Mental Health Monday. Stay tuned.
When I grow up, I want to work in a lab to build robots.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
Possibilities are all around us. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved today at rotary.org/action.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American. You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
We're back with Jessica Bellant, Education and Prevention Director for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters, Inc. Welcome back to the show, Jessica.
Thank you for having me, Amy.
It's great to see you again. Why is it important for most anyone to have a plan for coping strategies during the holidays?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of reasons. So for one, just like Ms. Shepard shared earlier, many of us, this is a beautiful, joyful time, but it's also can be extremely difficult. It can feel lonely. People could be coping with loss. People could be going through, spending time with family and friends who may not be super healthy for them. So they could be triggered by certain things. And so having a plan is really important because it's not always joy and happiness every minute. And also when we're in a dark place, when we are struggling, it's really hard for us to be creative and think about and even have the drive to engage in things that are going to help us feel better. So it's always smart to think about while we're feeling good, before the holidays come up, to think about what works for us. Who are my people? How can I set up some time with people who I know make me feel better, fill my cup? What are these things that I can set up in place? What works for me? Because also we're going to talk about some coping strategies that work for some people, but may not work for other people. So it's a little bit of a trial and error. How can I test some things out now before I really need them?
Yeah, I was thinking about this just on the way in, right? It's crazy like how things can be going so well, and then just one thing can sort of knock you off your feelings of equilibrium.
Yes.
So tell us, what are some of those coping strategies that we can start preparing for and start thinking about as we're getting into the holidays?
Yeah, definitely. So there's two different kinds of categories we can think of. So if we need a coping strategy just in the moment, maybe a family member said a comment that threw us back to something and we're feeling really emotional, but we're in the middle of Christmas dinner and I can't just up and leave. Maybe I could take a quick break, go into the bathroom. Maybe I bring some lotion with me that smells really nice. I'm putting that lotion on my hands. I'm smelling it. That's going to help us get out of that emotional, maybe I felt really angry or I felt really sad or really frustrated. That's going to help us bring us back. Ice cubes. Some people like, okay, I'm going to go fill some ice in my water right now. I'm going to suck on this ice. That's going to bring us back into our body and away from our emotions. So there's certain things we can do in the moment that brings us back. Some people really like to use their mental faculties. So, okay, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to do some math in my head to get out of my emotional center. Then if we're also thinking about, no, this is not just in the moment, this is more longer term. I am grieving, I am suffering, I'm not in a good place. What are these things that I know help me feel better? So it could be reading a fun book. It could be going outside for a walk. It could be calling up a friend who always makes you laugh. It could be doing some meditation. We underestimate the power of small daily activities. It doesn't have to be an hour-long workout session. It could literally just be 5 minutes of deep breathing and quiet. And so really figuring out what are some things that I know helps me feel good on a daily basis that I could employ when I am having a hard time.
Yeah, so I'm hearing a theme here. It sounds like there's a sensory component, the smell or the cold, ice cold from the ice cubes.
Mhm.
And also I think remembering to, not let yourself get overscheduled, right? Not to, be so overcome by all the demands, and make sure that you're, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes, that you're at least putting that on your calendar for yourself. But so you mentioned that not everything works for everybody and that people need to try different things. So if I'm doing all those strategies and they're still not working, what should I do?
Yeah, so I think that's a great question. So if I'm doing a lot of stuff, these things are not working, I might ask myself, hey, like, do I have a therapist already? And a lot of times maybe it's no, right? Maybe it's like, wow, this I thought I had moved past this grief, or I thought I'd moved past this trauma, or I thought I'd overcome my issues with my mom or dad or whoever it might be. But now that I'm having to spend all this time with them over the holidays, I realized I may need to work on some stuff. So seeking professional help can be real helpful. During the actual holidays, it could be near impossible to set up a new therapist at that time, right? But what we can do is there are so many hotlines 24 hours a day that are available for us. If we need to call and talk to someone, and we don't need to be in an absolute crisis to call these hotlines. Yes, they're technically called crisis lines, but some people just call, hey, I didn't want to burden my family members or my friends with this. I'm struggling. I've tried these coping skills. Do you have another idea for me? What's something else I could try? And sometimes just talking with a professional anytime, day or night, over the phone, via chat, can be really helpful. You can do it online, on your phone, however works best for you. There's so many different avenues. 988 is the phone number or the text line for our national mental health and suicide prevention lifeline. So if you're feeling in a really dark place, and just in a crisis in general, that is a number that you could call or text at any time.
Yes, it's really important to keep those in mind. And I know that there are a lot of apps out there that are for people who are more comfortable with their phones. And I want to remind HCC employees that you do have access to our EAB, and that is anytime, anywhere. And so it's important to keep in mind you're not alone. Even if you feel like it, you're not alone. So this is all wonderful advice. And remembering too that you do have friends and family. And how can friends and family be supportive of loved ones who might be struggling?
Yeah, so I think the best thing that friends and family can do is have an open and honest conversation with their person. Hey, what do I do that helps you the most? Or what can I do for you during this time? Because what we all need looks different. Maybe it's, hey, you made dinner for me that one time and I didn't have to make dinner for my kids. That helped me so much. Or maybe a friend just came over and helped you with your dishes. Or they took the kids in the backyard and played with them for a little bit so you could just have a few minutes to yourself in the quiet, or doing something just briefly for you. Or it could be, hey, I really love going to the mall with you, or I really love, going out. Maybe we're going to a local beach, right? We live in Houston. There's local beautiful spots. We love going to the park together. Let's go ahead and set up some time where we spend some time together because I need that. So having friends and family, if you have that person in your life, ask them, what can I do for you? And really mean it. It may not look like what you want. Our love languages sometimes look different. So we could assume, oh, my verbal affirmations or spending time with them could work. But maybe they're like, no, I don't want quality time right now. I actually just need help with my house, or I need you to take the kids off my hands, right?
Oh, it's so real. It's so true if you've been in that position. And there's a lovely, I've seen it circulating on the internet. There's some lovely advice for how to help someone who is struggling with mental health. And it's just little things like, can I pick up your mail? Can I wash your dishes? Can I do a little laundry for you? You don't have to talk to me, right? Whatever you need. And sometimes just asking a person who's struggling and like they have trouble coming up with an answer, right? And so sometimes just making that offer, can I pick up some food, right? Can I just come and do this one thing that I know I can do to help you? Well, what else might be helpful to keep in mind as we enter the holidays very shortly in the next few days?
Yeah, so just like Ms. Shepherd had actually mentioned, boundaries, right? So really thinking about boundaries on our time, right? How boundaries around what we're comfortable engaging in and talking about. So maybe, hey, like you're going over to this family's house, and maybe they often talk about, let's just say politics, right? And you're like, I don't want to talk about this. I know we don't get along. Can we refrain from during dinner or during this time together, not talking about this? Or maybe it's, hey, I know that I don't want to spend all of my time doing for others constantly. Or I know maybe I want to, but I know I shouldn't. It's not good for me. How am I making sure I'm designating time just for me every single day of the holidays
Yes.
and spending time with different people?
Yes. Oh, this is such wonderful advice. And we really appreciate your time coming to talk to us on Mental Health Monday. And we look forward to seeing you again in the new year. So thank you so much, Jessica Bellant, Education and Prevention Director for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters, Inc., and our Mental Health Monday guest. We'll have all your information in the post after the show.
Thank you, Amy.
Take care. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Coming up after a quick commercial break, Todd and I will return with some news and announcements.
At HCC, your dreams are within reach.
When I grow up, I want to work at the hospital. When I grow up, I want to work in a lab to build robots. When I grow up, I want to work at a school and be a teacher.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid
knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we're live at the HCCTV studios, one of the final shows of our year. We've got some announcements to go through. Things are happening across the district. One of them, NISOD nominations. Now's the time to get them in. Don't forget that HCC is again seeking outstanding, engaging, and innovative full-time faculty or staff for its NISOD Excellence Awards. Any faculty or staff can be, a member can be recognized or nominated. Deadlines for nominations are noon, January 10th of next year, which is literally just days away. The criteria and form are in the post after our show. And if you're wanting to enroll in the spring, now's the time to get your financial aid in order.
That's right. Don't let cost hold you back. With spring 2025 just around the corner, students can make sure they're set up for success by exploring financial aid options to help cover their educational expenses. From grants and scholarships to loans and work study programs, there are resources available to help cover costs. Don't let finances or lack thereof hold you back. Check our post after the show for all the registration info.
Big news. 2 days from now, well, actually, we're 2.5 days away from winter break. 2 weeks of just relaxing, family fun, all that stuff. That means that our campuses, our HCC campuses will be closed starting December the 19th through January the 1st. Up to the minute, this show will not be on the air. We'll be taking a hiatus with the break, and we will be returning on January 13th. Now, faculty and staff need to be here or need to be back on campuses by the 2nd. However, up to the minute, not back on the air till January 13th, which also I believe is the first day of classes. So have a happy holiday. Now's the time to register, though.
Yes, don't forget, this is a great time. You finished your finals, you're getting ready for the break. So take a minute to make sure that you have your classes ready to go when you come back in spring. Registration for the spring semester is ongoing, with classes being offered in our variety of programs and in various semester links. HCC courses are also offered in a range of modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in-person, and our hybrid labs. To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, visit hccs.edu/apply.
Okay, tomorrow, Tasty Tuesday, one of our favorite shows of the week. We've got El Tiempo coming in. You know, that is probably one of my top 3 restaurants in Houston.
They're very special to the Houston area.
Love El Tiempo. In fact, I was talking to my girlfriend last night. She said we're going to hold my birthday party over the holidays at the El Tiempo, one of the El Tiempos over the holidays. So looking forward to that. But they're talking about Christmas tamales. It's a tradition they're having over there. Looking forward to that. That's tomorrow. And then we'll be joined by an HCC guest to talk about the thorough and rigorous National College Testing Association application. You're familiar with that?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's about what you tell us.
Well, tomorrow, watch the show tomorrow. We'll get you all filled in on that. So that's happening tomorrow as well. Hey, good to see you in the studio today. Yeah.
It's been great to come in person to the studio.
You came the right day because the party's going on upstairs. So 12:30 today in the auditorium, the Chancellor's Holiday Celebration. So make sure you join us. Happy holidays to you and your family.
Happy holidays to you and to everyone out there. Thanks for joining us.
All right, 2 more days to the countdown. We'll be back tomorrow live 10 a.m. and we're here for Up to the Minute.